Hey, hi, this is Mark from PTL Homemade. I'm going to do a little voiceover for this video of this homemade bread. Very delicious, very satisfying to do and easy. Alright, so here I'm adding in my mixing bowl 450 grams of bread flour, followed by 50 grams of whole wheat flour. Here I'm adding 10 grams of active dry yeast that I place on the left side of the bowl. Here I'm adding 5 grams of salt that I place on the right side of the bowl. And here I'm adding 2 grams of sugar that I place also on the right side of the bowl, on the salt side. Here I'm preparing 8 milliliter of olive oil, and here 295 milliliter of water at around 40 degrees Celsius. I place my bowl, I start to mix. First it's dry mix for 30 seconds and then I add the water and the olive oil. I let the robot mix for exactly 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes are over, I remove the dough from the hook and I form a ball by pressing the dough at the bottom. I press the dough, I feel the dough raising in my hand. Once I'm happy with the bowl, I place it in a bowl and I cover that with a plastic food wrap. I let the dough rest for a minimum of 3 hours, and here I let the dough rest for the whole night. And here we are the morning, the next morning. As you can see, the dough raised very well. Here I'm cutting the parchment paper to fit my Dutch oven and I'm removing the dough from the bowl. I make sure to take everything out of the bowl and then I start to shape my bread just by forming a ball like that. Again, I go in circle and I press the dough down to remove all the gas. If you feel some bubble in the dough, you press them. That's gonna eliminate the bubbles. And then you take each side of your dough and you place it back in the center like that. 1, 2, 3 and 4 sides placed back in the center. You turn your dough and you start to shape the ball again. By slightly pressing the bottom of the bowl, you will feel the ball raising in your hand. Once I'm happy with the bowl, I place it on the parchment paper and I make 2 cuts. I make a little cross like that, and there we go. I'm gonna let the dough rest for another 30 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna preheat my oven to 465 degrees Fahrenheit. I place my Dutch oven in the oven while it's preheating. I want my Dutch oven to be very hot when I'm gonna place the bread in it. There we go, the 30 minutes has passed. So now I'm adding some flour on top of the bread and I place my bread in the Dutch oven. I put the lid on and I will bake for 20 minutes with the lid on. Once the 20 minutes have passed, I remove the lid and I let the bread bake for another 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes, depending how brown I want the bread or how cooked I want the bread. And that's it. After it's baked, I let the bread for another hour rest on a grid. It's very important to respect that. Do not cut the bread directly after the oven. You need to let the bread rest. So I give it an hour usually. And that's the result. An amazing homemade bread, ready to eat and super fresh. It's amazing. Highly recommended. I hope you like the video. Share it, like it, and place a little comment if you feel like it. See you next time.